Peace, everybody. This is Thomas Amal, and this is it. The final show of the season. This is 10 p.m. to 11 a.m. Stress that. 10 p.m. to 11 a.m. This is the season finale, the last show. Think, 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 think. Let's get right to it. I can tell you right now, this is going to last longer than 10 minutes. I know I've tried my best throughout the entire year to keep them straightforward and in less than 10 minutes. But this one, it's going to go a little further than 10 minutes. And plus, I'm going to give a little commentary at the end. But we go right into it with Audrey. If you remember, she was at a bench within a park after meeting with one of her girls who had gotten taken out by Chang snipers. Well, the show starts off with her still sitting on the bench. And lo and behold, the friend that was shot was still alive. She was still alive. So Audrey, starts to make a move to try and help her. And next thing you know, the guy shoots her again. He shoots the lady as she was laying on the ground with her hand up, blood everywhere. And it just scares Audrey to death. So Audrey sits back down. He was like, I told you don't budge. That's it. So Jack finds out some info of the Russians. Remember, they were still at the house. And they're breaking down stuff, trying to go through everything. And he finds a computer, breaks it down, and inside of it had some information. It was a cell phone, all kind of stuff was in there. So they used that to their benefit. But as they were doing this, Chang sends a picture of Audrey sitting at the bench with a scope. The bullseye scope. And then he calls Jack and says, Jack, stop tailing me. Stop following me. Stop tracking me. Stop doing whatever. I have your girl, and I'm going to take care of you if you don't stop. And hangs up as Jack is trying to talk. So Jack says, you know what? I have to go after Audrey. I can't involve the CIA because he'll know immediately, meaning Chang. He'll know that this movement is taking place. So I gotta go stealth and go undercover. Well, Kate was there, remember, and she's like, no, let me go after Audrey. You go after Chang because you are still under presidential order. You go after Chang, finish your job, I'll go get Audrey, right? Cool. Jack verifies and makes sure that Kate is ready to be down with the get down, and she says she is. Man. So the president arrives at CTU. Was it even called CTU this year? I don't remember. Well, he arrives to the station where they were. I'm gonna go old school, and call it the CTU. And he gets the lowdown of what's going on. They're telling them about all of the Chinese formations and what they're doing and where they're going, to attack. Because they're still pissed off that their ship had gotten blown up by United States bombs or missiles, right? From the United States, right? And they still don't believe that Chang is alive. So he places all of the U.S. subs on high alert. Next thing you know, they go to another scene where Chloe, remember she had gotten passed out after she fought her way out of the van. They go to a scene where Chloe is literally just walking down the road, dark road, a little bit of light, and some passerbys come up. You okay, love? You okay, love? And so they help her out, and she's like, can I use your phone? Who does she call? She don't call 911. She don't call her man. She calls Jack. And she's like, look, Jack, this is what happened. Please let me in on it. And she begged him, basically. And Jack was like, where's your location? I'm going to come get you. You knew he was. That's his girl. You knew he wasn't going to leave her sitting out there like that. So it goes from that to the president calls the Chinese president. And he tells him, we will fight if you continue to proceed and your forces cross a certain point. He said, Chang is alive. And the guy was like, look, our people believe that Chang is dead. Now what? He was like, I'm telling you right now, we will be fighting if you pass that part, that certain line. So he drew the line in the sand and said, pass it and see what happens. Okay? So the Chang, he makes it to the dock. Ship is leaving in 15 minutes. They getting out of here, right? Next thing you know, Chloe tells Jack, because Jack arrives to pick her up. Chloe tells Jack everything about Adrian. I thought it was kind of strange. She didn't tell him about about what Adrian did when it came to her husband and all that kind of stuff, and he knew what was up. But she did mention that he had been using her for information and her brain to help make these devices and all of that, right? So, and that basically Adrian dogged her out. That's the wording, I'm using it. And now she thinks it's her fault. Well, it really wasn't her fault, but at the same time, hell, you should have knew better, So Kate gets to the park where Audrey is. She sets a plan with Audrey. She calls Audrey, and Audrey is still sitting like a statue on this damn bench, and she calls with her phone in her hand. So Kate calls Audrey. Audrey slides it over because obviously it's a smartphone and the lock was on. So she slides it over, and Audrey starts talking on the speakerphone saying, look, we have a plan that we have to set in place. I know there's a sniper over there. We just don't know where he is. So in essence, I need you to make a sudden move so he can shoot. He's not going to shoot you. Great. So you want to use me as a guinea pig and tell me that. What if this guy misses and actually does shoot me? Well, we need to know where the sniper is. So what you're going to do is you're going to make this sudden move. Next thing you know, it works. It absolutely works. She gets up and the sniper took a shot and they saw what room he was coming out of. So now Kate can go back and start making her move and doing things, figuring out a way. He didn't kill her, but the sniper called Chang and told her that I set her in her place, and Chang said if she makes another move, just take her out. Kill her. Bam. Boom, bam, boom. Okay? So it goes back to Jack and Chloe. They make it to the dock. Jack and his boy, remember the guy from way back? Jack and his boy is going in, and Chloe is handling all of the, she's looking in through the satellite and helping with the infrared satellite and all of that. And Jack and his boy is taking out people left and right. Chloe is like, 2 over there to the left, right around the corner. Boom, boom. 1 standing up 5 feet ahead of you. Boom, boom. They're just taking them out left and right. Lo and behold, as Jack and his boy is making it closer and closer to get on the ship. Now, they're basically on the ship. They're right there on the dock, but they've made their way up to get on the ship. And one of Chang's IT guys recognizes that somebody in the area is using a satellite. That means somebody is in the area. So Chang is like, look, take it out. Take it out. And he says, do a roll call. And his boy starts making calls to all of the crew that's out there trying to find out, their placement, their location, which are 20. And the guy, no one's answering. Really? Nobody's answering. So immediately, Chloe realizes and she tells Jack, Chang is on to us. He knows what's up. He's going to contact, his sniper to kill Audrey. So I'm calling Kate right now saying, get your ASS to moving. Finish this now. You don't have time. So she tells her what to do, and Kate is like, I gotta get there, get to the point to where I can be placed. So she tells Audrey, look, when gunfire starts going, you take off to the left on that tree behind you and just run, partner. Just run. Next thing you know, she makes that move, and the sniper starts unloading, and Kate and everybody else start unloading, and they got him. They got him good, partner. They got him good. So, next thing you know, they were talking and they were walking toward the car. Audrey has already made that call. She called the big boy at CTU and told him what was going on. She's like, we're making our way. We're transporting Audrey to you. And now I'll tell you everything that's going on. Lo and behold, what happens? Another Chinese guy, a second shooter, comes from behind the gate. And he starts unloading on everybody. So Kate and her boys started shooting back. And the guy gets into another car, comes driving up, blah, blah, blah. And one of his guys is like, 2 of our people are hit. And Audrey turns around holding her chest or her stomach. Liver area, maybe. Whatever. She was holding it. And Kate was like, oh my God. No! Actually, that's me doing that. Kate didn't do that. But Audrey has been shot. Our girl Audrey was shot by a second shooter. Next thing you know, Audrey, Kate is going to call medic. They putting on all kind of gauges, everything on it, trying to stop the bleeding. Next thing you know, flatline. Audrey is gone. Can you believe that? Audrey has passed away. She was shot by Chang's second shooter. So what happens? Kate calls Jack while they are on the boat. Jack and his boy is on the boat. Jack had already been told by Chloe that everything was okay. They got Kate. So he's under that mindset. When Kate calls Jack and tells him this, and she is so apologetic. She just kept saying, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. They had another shooter. They had another shooter. You know, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, poor Jack. Because she's like, Audrey is gone. Jack sits down. Takes the big gun off of him. I don't know if it was like AK or whatever the hell it was. Pulls his handgun out of his pocket. Tears start to well up in his eyes. Water starts to well up in his eyes. And next thing you know, he pulls out the gun and it gives the impression that he is about to commit suicide. And we're like, Jack, don't end this like this, dude. Don't go out. I know that's your girl, but don't go out like this. Right when he starts to make the movement, in my mind, to put the gun up to wherever he was going to put it, to take himself out. Next thing you know, some of the Rooskies start coming around. And Jack can hear them. And Jack just all of a sudden, and you know how that music pops on? Like that, like in a movie? Man, you start getting hyped. Jack jumped up. He started Ramboing fools. He is shooting, and he took out at least 15 or 20 people within seconds. He took them out like it was nothing. Jack jumped up, and it was like, and he's unloading on them one by one. Next thing you know, Jack, he's walking through them. You remember, it's showing my age. You remember Jason? When he would just be walking and the people would be running and then he still catches them and kills them? Jack is throwing doggone machetes at people. He's throwing butcher knives at people. He's shooting and unloading with one guy holding them and gunning all of them down and then shooting the guy he was holding. He took out 1 billion of them. Pissed off. You just shot my girl. Then he makes it to the area where Chang is. Took out everybody in there. Chang gets up. And Chang and Jack start duking it out.